We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems.
The U.S. military launching a joint operation with Israel over the weekend aiming to wipe out Iranian military capabilities. Lawmakers weighing in on the strikes as the potential for another Middle East quagmire looms.
Rolled down his window and began using a pistol shooting out of his car windows.
The FBI investigating a possible terrorism connection following a deadly shooting in Austin, Texas. And Texas voters head to the polls tomorrow in two dramatic and high-stakes Senate primaries. All that and more coming up in just a moment on your AM Update. If you're looking to make smarter choices for your health this year, consider Riverbend Ranch. Their steaks are not only delicious, they also contain real, high-quality protein that helps fuel your body. Beef is a complete protein, and contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to function. It also keeps you fuller for longer, reducing cravings and snacking. But here's the key. Not all beef is created equal. The quality of the beef depends entirely on how it's raised and where it comes from. That's where Riverbend Ranch stands apart. For more than 35 years, Riverbend Ranch has been building an elite Black Angus herd, carefully selecting cattle for exceptional flavor and tenderness. All Riverbend Ranch cattle are born and raised right here in the USA. They never use growth hormones or antibiotics, and the beef is processed at the ranch in their award-winning USDA-inspected facility. No shortcuts, no middlemen, just incredible, healthy, and flavorful beef shipped directly to your home. Order today at riverbendranch.com and use the promo code Megan to get $20 off your first order. Overnight Friday, the United States, working in coordination with Israel, launching a sweeping military operation targeting Iran's regime leadership and military infrastructure in what officials are calling Operation Epic Fury. President Trump yesterday afternoon posting a video update to his social media.
We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now, was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes. Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead. This wretched and vile man had the blood of hundreds and even thousands of Americans on his hands. The entire military command is gone as well, and many of them want to surrender into saving their lives. Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved.
Ayatollah Khamenei was the supreme leader of Iran since 1989. In addition to Khamenei, Israeli strikes taking out more than 40 top Iranian regime and security officials in the first wave of the attack, according to multiple reports. Some of those officials reportedly include the head of National Defense Council, Ali Shamkhani, and Defense Minister Aziz Nazirzadeh. Reports Iran's former president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, had also been killed have not yet been confirmed. 4 American B-2 bombers reportedly dropping dozens of 2,000-pound bombs on Iranian ballistic missile facilities, while U.S. naval forces struck additional targets at sea. U.S. military forces carrying out 900 strikes in the first 12 hours of the operation alone. President Trump addressing the nation early Saturday morning, shortly after combat operations began.
Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime. Its menacing activities directly endanger the United States, our troops, our bases overseas, and our allies throughout the world. For 47 years, the Iranian regime has chanted death to America and waged an unending campaign of bloodshed and mass in many countries. Iranian forces killed and maimed hundreds of American service members in Iraq. The regime's proxies have continued to launch countless attacks against American forces stationed in the Middle East in recent years, as well as U.S. naval and commercial vessels in international shipping lanes. It's been mass terror, and we're not going to put up with it any longer.
Iran responding, launching strikes against Israel and U.S. targets in neighboring states. including Bahrain, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. U.S. Central Command, or CENTCOM, which oversees U.S. military operations across the Middle East, reporting U.S. forces defended against hundreds of Iranian missile and drone attacks, leading to minimal damage. However, the Pentagon confirming 3 U.S. service members have been killed and 5 seriously wounded so far, with several more sustaining minor shrapnel injuries and concussions. NBC News reporting the U.S. deaths occurred in Kuwait. President Trump acknowledging casualties in yesterday afternoon's video update.
As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is.
Open a Chime checking account.
Iranian casualties remaining unclear, with local sources estimating at least 200 deaths so far. In Israel, 9 civilians killed in a missile attack, 1 killed in Kuwait, 3 killed in the UAE, dozens more injured across the region. The strikes following weeks of escalating tension as the U.S. surged military assets into the region, including 2 aircraft carriers, while U.S. and Iranian officials pursued nuclear negotiations. Reuters reporting last week the latest round ending with, quote, no deal but potential signs of progress. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas saying yesterday on CBS there is no intelligence indicating Iran is anywhere close to having a nuclear weapon, but saying U.S. officials felt they still wanted one and still posed a threat.
Because the diplomacy was an abject failure. They said they would not stop enriching. No matter what, they were going to continue to enrich uranium. They also refused to discuss their proxies. They refused to discuss Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis. And President Trump understood that the Iranian, quote, negotiation was just a stall tactic. And Margaret, what I just told you, is almost word for word what Secretary of State Marco Rubio told me yesterday.
Former CENTCOM Commander Frank McKenzie yesterday on CBS on what's likely to happen over the next few days.
The American people should be prepared for several more days of exchanges of long-range rockets. We're going to continue to strike them with our aircraft, with our TLAMs, our Tomahawk land attack missiles. And the essential calculus over the next 72 to 96 hours, Margaret, is going to be whether or not we can reduce the Iranian ability to generate volleys, and by volleys I mean groups of missiles that are fired at our bases in the region. I think the president's comments actually were spot on when he warned the American people that this wasn't going to be a cakewalk.
Mr. Trump yesterday indicating a potential timeline of epic fury to the Daily Mail. Quote, it's always been a 4-week process. As strong as it is, it's a big country. It'll take 4 weeks or less. President Trump telling NBC the campaign is already, quote, ahead of schedule. The president explicitly framing the operation as designed to cause regime change, urging the Iranian people to, quote, take over your government when the bombing campaign stops. In an interview with The Atlantic yesterday morning, Mr. Trump saying, quote, the Iranians want to talk, and I have agreed to talk, so I will be talking to them, adding, they waited too long. Some of the people we were dealing with are gone. Though Mr. Trump declining to say when the talks would occur or with whom they would be conducted.